All right, shalom. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Before I get started, I want to give all the praise and the glory and the honors to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rachah Kodash, which has given me the spirit and the strength to do this lesson. And also I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone and rule well and still teach well by Hashem Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Wa Shalom, Wa Barakim to the elect, beginning with the 144,000, which are scattered abroad and in every place, redeeming the time and ready to be saved. Shalom. Alright, quick lesson. I want to get out, pretty much, it's hey man, the spirit is pretty much showing us that this could be the year that they fully implement their CHIP. All right, and I'm gonna show you why, because this article I'm gonna read to you concerning Elon Musk idea to proceed this Neuralink production. All right, before I do that, I want to let's get 2 Thessalonians. All right, because this is why we should be watching, okay, so we can stay updated, but not 1 Thessalonians, Salakia. So we can stay updated on these current events which link to the prophecies that are written in the Bible. All right. I'm gonna start right here. Verse 4, it says, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness." All right. Why? Because this truth, which represents the light, has shined upon us, has been shined. All right. That's why. Okay. What did Yahweh Shai say? Matter of fact, let me get that real quick in the book of Matthew. What's that? Matthew. Salakia. It might not be in Matthew. It might be in the book of John. Yeah. It's been a while since Okay, yeah, it's the book of John. That's what I figured. Alright, John chapter 10. Alright, these are the words of Yahweh Shai, John chapter 10 and 10. Look what he said. He said, oh, no, Salakia. Wait, it's not the one I'm looking for. Salakia. Big mistake. Alright, chapter 8 will be the correct chapter 8 verse, John chapter 8 verse 12. Yahweh Shai said, then spake Yahweh Shai again unto them. Alright, he's speaking to the disciples. It says, then spake Yahweh Shai again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. That's right. You see? He that followeth me, alright, there will be you subscribing unto this truth, to this light. Alright? He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness. There you go. Man, that's heavy, man. I love this scripture. Alright, it said, I am the light of the world. Okay? He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness. Right, when you subscribing unto this truth, to these channels, all right, you're getting shown all type of information. All type of confidential information. All right? All type of secrets, that you may not see on the mainstream news. Okay? It says once again, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness. That's right. You see who's behind all this, the defilement of the earth, which would be the elites, the Rothschilds, the Gettys, the Oppenheimers. They have been revealed to you. Why? Because you following and subscribing unto this truth, man. All right. It says, but shall walk. I'm gonna read that again. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. There you go. And it's another good one, man, in the book of Luke. Okay. Let me see. See if I can grab that real quick. Luke chapter 11. Luke chapter 11 verse 33. Alright, 33. This is what Yahushua said. He said, no man, alright, who hath lighted a candle putteth it in a secret place, neither under a bushel, but on a candlestick. Right. So what Yahushua is saying, we don't hide this truth, man. Alright? Read that again. No man, when he hath lighted a candle, putteth it in a secret place, neither under a bushel, but on a candlestick. Right. That they which come in, alright, but that they which come in may see the light. You see that? Meaning it being enlightened. You know how people say when that light bulb go on in their head, they say, I see the light. That's you being enlightened. Okay? It says the light of the body is the eye. Right? Your mind, your mind's eye. Alright? It said, therefore, when the light is single, therefore, when the eye is single, the whole body also is full of light. Yeah, you shining. Alright? Yep. It says, but when thine eye is evil, alright, the body, meaning you're not focused on this truth, you're focused on things in the world. Alright? Carnal things. It said thy body also is full of darkness. And it says, take heed therefore that the light which is in thee be not darkness. Right? Because we've been given the light. And you don't want that light to go out. Alright? He said, take heed therefore that light which is in thee be not darkness. That's right. If the whole body therefore be full of light, having no part dark, the whole shall be full of light, as when the bright shining of a candle doth give thee light. That's right. You know, when you in the wilderness, it's in a dark place, in a dark area, in a wood somewhere, that light, that candle is gonna show you where to go. All right. Like you said, it will give thee light. Because it's written, we're in a dark place, man, and it's light. Like he said, I'm gonna read that again. He said, if the whole body therefore be full of light, having no part dark, the whole shall be full of light, as when the bright shining of a candle doth give thee light. That's right. You know, man, it's beautiful. All right. So, you know, back to 1 Thessalonians. All right. So, like he said once again, but ye brethren are not in darkness. All right. That day should overtake you as a thief. Meaning, we see what's going on. We see what all these events is leading to. Okay? We see what this thing with Neuralink, all right, is leading to. Okay? He says, ye are the children of light. All right? Ye are the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Darkness represents ignorance. Okay? Therefore let us not sleep. All right, let's get that word sleep.
Strong's G 2518. Cathudo.
Yep. It says to fall asleep, drop off to sleep, be to sleep, sleep normally, and mystically to be dead, to yield to sloth and sin, to be indifferent to one's salvation. All right. Let's see what it says in the root. According to okay. But yep, like he said, therefore let us not sleep as do others. Right? Because the people outside of this circle are asleep. You know, they're asleep. You know, they're still in the matrix. All right, they haven't been unplugged yet. All right, they don't know reality. Okay, they still in the world thinking they can be successful in this world. No, this system was not designed for that. All right, it was not designed for that. Okay, it said therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. All right, yeah, sober minded, always aware of what's going on. Okay. All right, so we must be paying attention, all right, to the prophecies, all right, because everything that's going on is prophecy, man, prophecy. All right. Yeah, so let me get this article real quick. Okay. I don't know what happened to it. Slocky. Man. So I pull up this article real quick. Slocky. I don't know why. You know what? Let me see something. Slocky, bear with me. Let's see. Oops. That's it. Okay. This might be it. Okay, here we go. Business Insider. You see that? Business Insider. Alright, it said. Alright, let's get into it. It says Elon Musk plans high volume production of Neuralink brain chips and says he wants to automate the surgical procedure. Alright. So you want to increase the number of people being implanted with this chip. All right, basically. All right. It says Elon Musk is planning to ramp up production of his Neuralink brain chip in 2026, which we just entered into that. All right. And it says Neuralink develops brain chip implants designed to help people with paralysis or neurological disorders. Musk said, but eventually it's gonna be for everybody, whether you got a disorder or not. All right, and that's a fact. All right. It says Musk said that the procedure to implant the devices will be almost entirely automated. That means that machines, robots will be doing the implanting procedure. All right, not a human, but a robot will implant that chip inside of you. All right, and this is the world that we're coming into, man. All right, this is the world that we're coming into. You know, AI is taking over. All right. Just said devices will be almost entirely automated on a posting on X. All right. It says Elon Musk says he's planning to ramp up production of his Neuralink brain chips in 2026 and will automate the procedure to implant them into humans. Yep. Alright, let's move on. It said Neuralink will start high volume production of brain computer interface devices this year. Alright, said Musk in a Tuesday X post. The startup confounded by Musk looks like the startup confounded by Musk in 2016 is developing technology that enables people to control computers using an implanted microchip. Oh, and that's why it is written in let's get that real quick. Know why this is looking like that. There we go. Revelation 13 and let's see. Get Revelation 13. Start at 13. Revelation 13 and 13, it says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire to come down. Well, you know what? Okay, yeah. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Let's get the word deceive.
Strong's G 4105, planao. Planao.
It says to cause to stray, to cause to lead astray, lead aside from the right way, to go astray, wander, roam about, to lead away from the truth, to lead into error, which is you taking that chip, to deceive, to be led into error, to be led aside from the path of virtue, to go astray, sin, to sever of all or fall away from the truth, right? All right, so basically, you know, this is their plan to deceive, you know, these people in the world by advertising how, you know, it's allowing people to do these different things with the chip, you know, like control computers, their phone with their minds. All right, believe it, you know, and you know, cause people to do things, you know, basically to so-called heal those with disorders. All right, and that's why the apostle called it a miracle. All right, that miracle is the technology. All right, he said, deceiving them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. And also, this is going into, you know that this AI shit they got going on. All right, you know, they got, you know, for example, the apostles, you know, they showing the apostles doing weird stuff, you know, drinking blood. You know, they gonna show brothers doing things and saying things that's not true. All right. He said, deceiving them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power in the sight of the doing the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. So, you know, these Edomites, the elites, they have been planning to do this for years, decades. I believe it began in 1776. All right, that's when the idea of the New World Order came to be. All right, and now that they're fulfilling that idea right before us. All right. Alright, so once again, over here it says Neuralink will start high volume production of brain computer interface device this year. Said the startup, confounded by Musk in 2016, is developing technology. Wait a minute, I already read that. Alright, then it says the initial focus is on helping patients with severe neurological conditions such as Parkinson and Alzheimer's, paralysis or sight impairment to communicate and regain independence. You see, once again, that's why the apostle called them miracles. Alright? It said, but Musk has also said that Neuralink chips could be used to meld human consciousness with artificial intelligence. All right. Now that means that basically they're trying to fuse your mind with AI. They're trying to fuse you with AI. You know, basically turn you into a cyborg. Okay? It says, and you know, they show you these things on movies, man. Alright? This is what they really want to do. Turn you into a cyborg. Alright? They show you that in the Terminator. The Matrix. Alright? But it said, but Musk has also said that Neuralink's chips could be used to meld human consciousness with artificial intelligence. So basically make you one with AI. Alright? It says, Musk also said in Thursday's X post that the medical process to implant the chips will move to a streamlined, almost entirely automated surgical procedure in 2026. Alright. Device threads will go through the dura, the tough outer membrane that protects the brain and spinal cord, without the need to remove it, Musk said. You know, so they're improving in this enterprise. And you know what? That chip is gonna get smaller. Okay. Watch. He said, this is a big deal, he added. The Neuralink chips is about the size of a coin. Yeah, right now. It says from the chip, an array of thin threads, each roughly 20 times thinner than a human hair, fan out into the patient's brain. God damn. It says inserting the device has previously required a human surgeon to remove a portion of the individual's skull before a robotic arm takes over to insert the chip. You see? You know, this was the, first, like he's working on the Neuralink robot. You see that? Let's see what it says.
First and most immediate need for a robot is to be able to manipulate these threads and insert them into the brain.
So the implant is kind of like this little puck of the secret sauce active electronics, and the electrodes are these tiny little flexible threads that each at the very end have multiple little electrodes that if you get those electrodes next to a neuron, they can record what that neuron is doing.
The nature of the device that we're implanting and the way that we're implanting it allows for minimal reaction of the brain tissue to our device to increase the lifetime. In order to do that, the devices are extremely fragile.
The threads that we insert that contain the electrodes are tiny, sort of on the order of 50 microns wide, 5 microns thick, 20 millimeters long. And so if you take one of them and sort of toss it into the air, it'll sort of float off like a piece of hair.
And those tiny little flexible hairs are too small for a human to handle, even like with tweezers, and that's where the robot comes in.
Computer vision and software, essentially high reliability software, is really important. We've gone from not really being able to track the moving brain, which is critical for humans because the human brain moves a lot, to having this OCT-based system that essentially gives us this 21 hertz real-time view of a 3D volume of the brain that we're looking at. What you're trying to do is like very fine computer vision tasks and movement tasks to grab these threads. It's like an extremely hard engineering problem.
I would say the next big goal for the robot would be to make it so that there's minimal neurosurgeon interface, that a neurosurgeon can walk in and talk to the patient, make them feel comfortable about the procedure, walk them through exactly what's going to happen, and then essentially click go. And the robot will be able to figure out exactly what the specific topography of the patient will be, target the areas, and take the surgery from the patient coming in and sitting down to them walking out of the door that same day.
If we make this so automated and safe and fast that like anyone can get it, even the idea of really fast keyboard and mouse for myself that I don't need to use my hands for is like super alluring.
I'm excited for the robot to help a human patient restore someone's motor function that they lost. That would be super cool. Over the last 3 years, Neuralink has felt like...
See, so you see, man, all this is really about total control and them trying to want to be like the Most High, as it is written in Isaiah the 14th chapter. All right, you know, because at the end of the day, a lot of illnesses and diseases that are brought upon people is through them, because they are spreading all these diseases. They just spreading all these harmful chemicals in the air, in the body. I mean, to harm your body. Yeah, they're doing that. All right, you can be eating healthy, and you can be healthy as you want to be, and still get sick because of them. You know, they spreading chemtrails in the air, and when they do that, they come with the solution. All right, because they want to be the one to put you down and you know, make you whole again. All right. That's what I said. I quote it again, Isaiah 14. I will be like the Most High. All right. You know. And you know, recently, I believe yesterday, you know, it was this so-called New Year's. It was a lot of checkpoints over here in Oklahoma, man. It was a lot of checkpoints. And it was a rumor that, you know, that they were at those checkpoints, they was drawing blood. All right. You see? So, be expecting a lot of that. All right. This year. All right. Because, you know, hey, things finna get crazy out here, man. And like I said, it's all part of them. It's all part of their agenda. All right. Because their solution to the chaos that's coming is this chip, this RFID chip, man. You know, things gonna get so bad, and then they gonna come with this chip. Like, look, if you want things, if you wanna, you know, get your life back, whatever, and even better, you gotta take this chip. That's exactly what's going to happen, man. Watch, just watch. All right. And what they're doing right now is conditioning you people, these people, man. You know, to take this thing. That's what's going on. All right. It says in September 2025, Neuralink said in a post on X that 12 people around the world had now received implants and were actively using them. Musk has previously suggested that Neuralink could have over 1,000 patients with the implant by 2026. And in November 2024, the company went on a hiring spree, searching for manufacturing technicians. All right. this is where teaming comes in. All right, you got your Germans, okay? They're known for this. Hey, when you go into the Operation Paperclip, all right, which is when they sought out, was it 1,600 Germans, all right, which were technicians, engineers. It's another one too. Technicians, engineers, scientists. And where you got the that's where you get the what's his name? The Oppenheimer. All right. You know, they nuclear scientists. That's what I meant to say. Okay. So once again, that's seeking that because teaming, they are the most intelligent amongst Esau, the nation of Edom. All right. So once again, in November 2024, the company went on a hiring spree, searching for manufacturing technicians and microfabrication specialists as it looked to ramp up production. Yep. So once again, you know, they're advancing this thing, all right, and this could very well, this could be the year, all right. I mean, we look forward to it. I hope so, and I know brothers that's like-minded on the same page, man, so we can get this shit over with. All right. So, you know, like I said, I just want to go into this, you know, information, right? You know, we try to keep the flock updated, you know, on current events, you know, with the latest. Hope we can stay on our toes. All right. Well, yeah, Lord willing, it was edifying. And till the next time, I say shalom.